Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Quebec, Fox.
Roger, roger. And who might we have there?
Name here is Terry, and he's in Radio Yokohama, Terry, and I'm in close to Toronto, Ontario. Over.
Roger, roger, on Toronto. Gosh, good to hear you, sir. You're coming in now about 6 dB above my noise level. I can't really give you an S reading because my RF in the front end of this receiver is tuned down to well below AGC compression, so the meter doesn't work when when you've got the RF turned down that low, and we do that just to make sure that our receiver is not adding any noise to the incoming signal. Roger, roger.
Roger that. I heard you're in southern Indiana, correct?
Yeah, southern Indiana. We're just across the river from Louisville. Roger.
Usually I do.
Gosh, I was just checking out the. Let's see, which one is this? I think it's the Washington, D.C. SDR, and you're coming in fairly well on that one, Roger.
Roger. Very good. Well, it's on 7,300 and right now. I just moved here.
Copy. I think you're running the 7300. Is that a Roger?
Roger, roger.
And gosh, I'm just wondering if we have a prescription for those as far as getting that average peak modulation up. If you might be interested in that.
Very much so. You bet.
All right. The first thing we go is for the compressor, and we put the compressor in line at about a 3. Nothing, it's not going to bring up the cats and dogs in the next room, but it does start the fattening process for the audio. Roger?
Roger, roger. Just turns it to 3.
All right, and then, we are looking at the ALC, and we want to be that level just at between half and 2/3 scale on the ALC, and you would do that with your mic gain control. Roger?
Roger.
So if you wanted to make a transmission there and take a look at your ALC and adjust that for half to 2/3.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie tuned off. Okay, just again.
Okay, I'm copying you now about 3 dB above noise level, so I'm trying to get your average peak modulation up there to where you have about a 3 dB dynamic range with the average peak modulation at about 85%. Roger?
Roger, roger.
So tell me, talk to me just for a minute about your antenna system.
Right, the G5RV Junior, which is the smaller size because I'm just in a small lot right here, and just moved here. So it's up about, I would say 30 feet. 30. The side's down about.
Roger, roger. Jerry kind of faded down there a little bit. Did fade down just a little bit. What did you finally look at your ALC and you were running about mid-scale to 2/3? Looks like I think the ideal position is about 2/3 on your ALC normally. Roger.
Roger, roger.
Okay, and you did manage to take a look at that?
Yeah, and I put it down to half. I put it back to 2/3.
Okay, let's work on your EQ just a little bit. Can you go to menu settings tone?
Hold on. Yep.
All right, and what are you currently running? What mic are you running right now?
Just the standard handle mic.
Great. That's a great mic. Okay, now, and what are your readings on your tone controls?
Hold on, I'll go back.
This is KC9VKV and the afternoon Qso-Vlog network. Right now we're checking Jerry out up in Canada and kind of working with his 7300, but if you want to get in, just give us a shout after Jerry clears. This is KC9VKV. Back to you, Jerry.
So the TS space and TS cover both at 50%.
All right, let me come up on that mic and talk to me. You're right at my noise level, so I need to get you above it. Come up right on the mic level and mic, and tell me what your tone control settings are.
All right, so the TS space is at 50% right in the middle. The TS cover is the same. Over.
Okay, and also make sure that you're in the widest mode possible, that you're in the highest mode possible as far as your radio, you know?
Right, hold on. All right, put it into the widest mode possible.
Okay, you are in the widest mode now?
Roger.
Roger, because I don't see any percent in them being, anything less than all you can be, because even in QSOs and, pileups and everything, articulation is the name. If they can hear you, they can talk to you. If they can't hear you, they won't. So the more articulated your audio is, the better you are as far as them being able to hear you. And I think the widest mode possible, make sure that your upper syllabic area is at its best and not rolled off because you're in another format. So you're being all that you can be, and come back one more time with your tones. I haven't copied those. What is your top end and bottom end EQ?
Okay, the DBWY that says 200 to 2900, and it's at full. Again, the setting for the transmitted bass is at 50%, and for the transmitted treble at 50% as well.
Okay, let's do the top end, your top end EQ of your tone control, plus 2 on your top end. Roger, plus 2.
Roger, hold on.
You slip back down. Try it again.
All right, I'm plus 2 at this point.
All right, and tell me something about your radio that you really like.
Well, I haven't had it that long, but I really like the opportunity to use the filters, the total passband tuning. I worked the contest a little bit last weekend, and that was very helpful in zeroing in on frequencies on the. There's so much 2RM. It was very helpful. Over.
Roger. Okay, take 2 off the bottom end. Roll 2 off your low frequency. Roger.
Roger.
And talk to me for about 10 seconds and let me hear the new EQ.
Okay, I took 2 off the bottom frequency. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Queen Golf. Over.
Roger. Now take a look at your ALC and see where you're. First off, what is your mic level?
The mic gain is at 79%.
Okay, go ahead and check out your ALC and see where you're what you're reading on your ALC. Roger.
Roger. Hold on.
KC9VKV, Jerry, did you check that out?
I'm not over the red. I'm just right at about the end. Over.
Okay, so you're a little in excess of 2/3?
Yeah, I'm probably just a little bit in excess of. Well, I'm, where the red line ends, which is DMARC. I'm not exceeding that wall. I'm right within it.
Roger. Well, you know, usually I've been saying stay out of the red, but I think occasionally you could hit the red, you know, but you don't want to be banging red all the time, Roger.
You're Roger. Yeah, it's right at the end, and as I talk a little louder, I can see it's about 2 little markers above the red line.
Oh, you are exceeding it. Well, I'd pull it back. I'd pull your level back to what did you say it was?
79.
I'd put it back to 70, and let's see what your ALC is doing at that point.
All right. Yeah. You know, much better, right within the right where it's supposed to be, I think.
Okay, I think that's good, and your average peak modulation seems to be about 3 dB, which is pretty close to you know, ideal, Roger.
Thank you. So you said compression's good on this, you think?
So I missed that. The compressor should be at 3 in line, Roger.
Roger, it's at 3 and in line. Yep.
Yeah, and so gosh, I wish we had a little bit better conditions, because I do enjoy copying the mail after we finish. But you know, Mother Nature sometimes is just not cooperative.
Well, you know, SUNSPOT 737 or something is 1737 is coming around, and there've been a couple of road sunspots. Who knows? Maybe we're pulling out of this minimum. Over.
Roger, just out of curiosity, let's try one more off the bottom end. One more off the bottom end on the tone control. This is KC9VKV in the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. Right now we're working with Jerry up in Canada on his 7300, but we'll be clearing here shortly, and give us a shout if you want to hear what your radio sounds like. Jerry, back to you.
One off the base, over.
Okay, you were slightly down. Try one more time. Let me hear what your bottom end EQ now sounds like.
If you're at the 3, Charlie cleaned off. Let's put one off the over.
Roger, you're about now 2 dB above my noise level, but I think we got it there. I would say run with that for a while and see what response you get, and then check back in next Friday afternoon at this time if you get a chance, and we'll compare notes. Roger, Roger. Okay, and maybe give me your call sign one more time, please, slowly, phonetically.
Alpha 3, Charlie, Quebec, Germany. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Quebec, Germany.
Was that last phonetic Germany?
Roger, Roger.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, Jerry. You have a good day and a good weekend. Threes to you. And hopefully, if you get a chance, drop back by next Friday afternoon, and we'll see what's happening. This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you've got a radio you want to check out the audio, give us a shout.